Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to pop on here and talk to you about beginning to write your paper. Um, you should have written your thesis statement. If you have not done that first, that is what you need to do. Um, your research was what we worked on last week, and now we're going to begin writing. So you have a couple different papers and you have a couple different options. Something you can do is you could print off your thesis, you could write down your thesis statement on a piece of paper. You could print off your blue research guided notes packet. Um, if you want to have it next to you instead of in another tab, you don't have to do those things, but I'm just trying to think of what's easier for you. I've really tried to break this down, but if you're still confused, please ask questions or please ask me to jump on a Google Meet and I will do that with you, no problem. I'm just going to say this right now. If you don't turn in a paper at the end of this, if it doesn't get typed up and done, that's a problem. Your grade will significantly drop, and there is a big chance that you will be really close to having your grade be low enough for a fail, or it'll make your grade drop. So if you've been struggling with this distance learning thing, if you do one thing this whole time, please turn in a paper. Okay, moving on. So what I've done is I have attached this this worksheet for you. And what it says is fill in outline for persuasion paper. So this is, you're basically writing your paper. This is your rough draft. So anything you write on here is something that you will eventually type next weekish. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to walk through this really fast, try to walk through it really fast, and try and help you to understand exactly what you should be doing. So your blue guided notes packet from last week is full of your research. It's all your articles. It's everything that you read about your topic, and it should be full of information that you wrote down. It could have been word for word. It could have been quotes. It could have been facts. It could have been statistics, stories, quotes from important people, whatever. So those should have that information. This is the moment where you either have to put quotes around things if it's not from your own brain, or you turn it into your own words. Okay? This is basically your paper. What I've done is I have highlighted where every new paragraph is. So this is a 5-paragraph essay. So you have an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Okay? So I have highlighted, so this first thing is the introduction. So we've talked about hooks before. We're going to talk about them again. It needs to be a question, a quote, a story, or something shocking, or a statistic. Okay? If you're going to ask a question, which is the most common thing that students do, if you're going to ask a question, please don't ask a really silly or stupid or obvious question. Like if you're talking about coronavirus, or you're talking about, let's just do coronavirus, because I know some of you are. If you're talking about coronavirus, please do not ask a question like, have you had coronavirus? Nope, I haven't. Okay? If you're writing about something about the mistreatment of animals, do not write, have you ever been bitten by a dog? No, don't do that either. Okay, don't ask a really silly or obvious question. Ask something that's thought-provoking. Ask something that makes me be like, I haven't thought of that, or that's a really good question. Also, don't ask, have you ever, or did you know? Don't start your paper that way. It's a really boring way to start. Everybody does it. I will be annoyed. Don't do it, okay? Have you ever, did you know? Stay away from them, okay? But you can write out your hook. So if I'm writing about abortion, because I'm going to use that example because it's one you can't do. If I'm writing about abortion, you could say something, you could give a statistic of how many women in America have had an abortion. You could you could write a story that's shocking or pulls at my heartstrings or something like that, okay? A hook should be interesting. It should get me to be like, wow, this paper is different from the 100 other papers I'm going to read. It sticks out to me. It's interesting right off the bat, okay? Then you need to write a 2 to 4 sentence summary of your topic. Don't start the sentence with, I'm going to write about abortion. I'm going to write about illegal immigration. I'm going to write about whatever, okay? 2 to 4 sentences about your topic. Abortion is. Illegal immigration is. Pit bulls have been mistreated for a long time because. You're just telling me about your topic, giving me a little bit of a summary, something that tells me, pretend I have no idea what the heck you're ever talking about, and just give me some background information. What is it that you're talking about? What is the main thing you're talking about? Okay, so that's this. All right, thesis statement. Then you write your thesis statement down right here, the one that you have written on your worksheet from before, okay? I'm going to look at those and kind of either tweak them for you or talk to you about them. So if you, if I haven't gotten to yours yet, if there's not a comment that says good or great, or there's a tweak to it, you might have to come back and do this in a minute because it's going to take me a little bit to get through everybody's thesis statements. But this is something very simple. It's one sentence. It's going to be right here. It's very simple to add later if you need to. So these 3 spots, this is your introduction. Boom, this front page, okay? That's your introduction. When we move on, you can see this is going to be the first body paragraph. Now, we have talked about topic sentences before. For some reason, you guys forget all the time what they are, okay? So this is an example of a topic sentence right here. So first, abortion is wrong because it can negatively affect the woman, okay? I got my topic sentence. It's telling me what the paragraph's going to be about, how abortion is wrong because it can negatively affect the woman. My whole paragraph is going to be about that, okay? A transition word or phrase would be like first of all, in the first place, something that triggers in my brain to say, this is the first thing they're talking about. It's important, okay? So, and your body paragraphs, I forgot to mention this, your body paragraphs should match with the order that you wrote your thesis statement. So if I say abortion is wrong because it can negatively affect the woman, the fetus feels pain and a fetus is a baby, it can negatively affect the woman is the first thing in my thesis statement. So it would be the first body paragraph. Okay, those should match. All right. Next, what you're going to do in your body paragraphs is you're going to look at your article guided notes, the thing where you wrote down all the information that you read. So you need to, this is how you do it. You make it like an Oreo sandwich. Okay, I want you to think about this. Your own thoughts. Okay, that's the top cookie that you twist off. Your own thoughts, something from the blue guided notes packet, a quote, a statistic, something you thought was super interesting, a story, anything, and then your own thoughts again. So what you have to say goes on the top and the bottom, and your quote, your statistic, the thing you're from your research goes in the middle, okay? You're going to do that a couple times in your body paragraph, okay? I give you space to do that 3 times, all right? And that gives you a solid, strong paragraph because you're using research and you're using your own thoughts to guide this paper along, okay? All right. Something else that I need to tell you right now. Listen to me very carefully. If you write something that's a direct quote, like according to LeBron James, and then there's something LeBron James said, you have to put that in quotation marks, okay? If you write down a fact or a statistic or something that you do not change the words to, something that is not from your own brain, something that completely came from your sources, from your websites, from your articles, you have to use quotation marks. If you do not use quotation marks, you are stealing that and you are plagiarizing, all right? Let me say that again in a shorter way. Anything that is not from your own brain, that is from the internet, you have to put quotes around. Okay? If you change the words a little bit or you make it into your own words, that's fine. I'm going to tell you this right now. 10th graders struggle with taking things and turning them into their own words. You can't just change 1 or 2 words. You just have to take the idea, read it once, don't look at it, and then think about what you want to say if that's changing it into your own words. I encourage you to use quotes. I encourage you to use statistics. I encourage you to use things that you cannot change as long as you put quotation marks around them. Okay? The second thing that's very important that I'm going to tell you is while you are writing these things, okay, you write a sentence yourself, then you take a quote. Let's say I got a quote, a LeBron James quote from article number 2, okay? It's the second article that I found. It's the one I like. After you write the quote, write a little 2 behind the quote. So I could say like this, okay? LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time. He has even been praised by other NBA greats. So let's say I'm pretending to do a quote. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Kobe Bryant once said, LeBron is the greatest. I don't know if he said that, okay? Let's say that Kobe said that, okay? Actually, you're going to do it like this, okay? And let's say I got that from article number 2. That is how you would do it, just like that, okay? Many other talented people have said that LeBron is a true competitor. Okay. All right. That's 3 sentences. And this is what I'm doing. I'm saying, this is my words. LeBron is the greatest player of all time. He's been praised by many other NBA greats. Okay. These are my own words. This is what I think. Then I saw this in one of my articles and I wrote it down. Okay. Kobe Bryant once said, LeBron is the greatest. Great. All right. I am saying where I got it from, article number 2. And you want to do it like this with the parentheses and with the period on the outside. I know that's kind of weird. Go for it, okay? And then I have another sentence that is my own words, okay? Great. Now I can move on to this one and write something else from my research, okay? But that is how you would do something like that, okay? You're going to do that a couple times in your body paragraph. Then you can move on to your second body paragraph. So my second body paragraph is all about your second thing in your thesis statement, okay? And you do the same thing there, and you do the same thing in your third one, but your third one is about the third thing in your thesis statement, okay? You do that 3 times for your 3 body paragraphs, okay? I'm not going to show you the last part, the conclusion, because I don't want you to do it yet. I only want you to write your intro and at least one of your body paragraphs. And if you're feeling really motivated, you can keep writing and follow this outline. But next week we'll be writing as well. I want you to write your introduction. Let's do two body paragraphs. Sorry. Okay. So you're going to stop writing when you get to this one today, okay? All right. So if you are confused, if you have questions, if you're like, I don't know if this sounds good, hop on the Google Meet, okay? I will be here. And let me know if you're confused or things are really difficult. I'm going to stop my video here because it's almost 15 minutes long and that's too long. So let me know if you need help, okay? Hope this was helpful.